Remember that day, the day Lionel Messi, the greatest footballer in history, stood in front of the cameras with tears streaming down his face and announced his retirement from the national team. It was a moment of collective grief for millions. But wait, that heartbreaking scene wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a transformation so powerful that no one saw it coming. I want to tell you about a man who was shorter than everyone else on the pitch, yet managed to conquer the highest peaks in sports history. A man who, in the most critical moments, didn't rely on physical power, but on the sheer force of his mind. Have you ever felt like everything is slipping away in a high-stakes moment? Like the pressure is so crushing that you just want to give up? Well, Messi stood right there, at that exact cliff's edge, and discovered that the real secret isn't in your muscles, it's somewhere far deeper. Let's rewind for a moment. Picture Lionel Messi at 11 years old, a shy, small Argentine boy with big, curious eyes, completely in love with the football. But there's a massive problem. Doctors have just told his family that he has a rare growth hormone deficiency. They said he might never play professional football again. Imagine the weight of that diagnosis landing on a child's shoulders. This was Messi's first encounter with overwhelming pressure. But here's the crucial difference between extraordinary people and ordinary ones. Ordinary people surrender to circumstances like this. They accept the verdict. Messi, however, made a quiet but defiant decision. He decided that a physical limitation would not define his destiny. He told himself, "I am not going to let this stop me." And that was the exact turning point, a psychological masterstroke that would later become the foundation of his legendary career. In the world of football, no one has been under as much relentless pressure as Lionel Messi. Every match, every final, every penalty kick means millions of eyes watching his every move, analyzing his every step. So, what was his secret? How could he make the best decisions in those golden, nerve-wracking moments? Messi taught us a profound lesson. Pressure is nothing more than a signal. A signal that says, hey, this matters, so you better focus. But most of us, in those crucial seconds, our brains freeze. We panic, we overthink. Messi, however, had a simple yet powerful technique: present moment awareness. When he stepped onto the pitch, he let everything else go. No thoughts about past mistakes, no worries about future consequences. Just the present moment, just the next movement, just the ball at his feet. Now, what does this mean for you? When you're giving a critical presentation, sitting for a life-changing exam, or having a difficult conversation, if you can train your brain to stay locked into this exact moment, stress loses its power. Messi mastered this. It's a skill most of us neglect in our daily lives. Let's go further. Remember that iconic Champions League semifinal match between Barcelona and Real Madrid. The moment when Messi dribbled past 5 or 6 defenders single-handedly to score one of the greatest goals in history. Everyone calls it pure talent. But the story is much more psychological than that. That night, in his hotel room, Messi wasn't thinking about scoring a beautiful goal. Instead, he was preparing for something entirely different. He was thinking, if I lose the ball, how can I win it back as fast as possible? Yes, you heard that right. He was focusing not on success, but on managing failure. This is a critical lesson for all of us. Always think about the worst-case scenario, plan for it, so when it arrives, you're not caught off guard. Messi didn't just improvise on the pitch, he mentally rehearsed every possible outcome. He had practiced his fundamental skills so intensely that they became second nature, automatic. And that is the secret to his unshakable calmness. When your skills are ingrained, your mind is free to focus on strategy, not on anxiety. Now, here's an even more fascinating psychological layer. Messi has never seen himself as above the team. At the peak of his fame, surrounded by adoring fans and endless praise, he would say, "I scored this goal because of Xavi's amazing pass." What does that tell us? It's a powerful psychological technique called self-decentralization. When the pressure is high, if you focus only on yourself, you'll crumble under the weight. But if you see yourself as part of something larger than you, the burden gets distributed. Messi understood this instinctively. For us, it's the same. At work, in family life, or any environment, if we shift our focus from personal performance to the collective goal, anxiety transforms into a sense of shared purpose. Messi's mindset demonstrates that individual success is often the product of a collective mental framework. Let's look at another angle. Do you know why Messi, after winning everything possible, still maintained his motivation? Because his goal was never just a trophy or a medal. Messi had an internal purpose: to be better than yesterday. He woke up every morning thinking, "Today, I can improve on yesterday." This is exactly what psychologists call a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities aren't fixed, but can be developed through effort and learning. Messi never felt he had reached his peak. He was always searching for a new move, a fresh dribble, a smarter pass. In your own life, if you focus on self-improvement instead of constantly comparing yourself to others, the pressure of competition transforms into the pressure of growth. And that shift is fundamental. It changes everything. Another hidden habit that made Messi unbreakable: when he makes a mistake, misses a pass, or loses possession, he never lets his emotions spiral. Instead, he simply shrugs, takes a deep breath, and sprints to win the ball back. This is a straightforward exercise you can adopt. In stressful moments, take a few seconds, breathe deeply, and reset. This small action signals to your brain that you are in control. Messi does this instinctively, but you can train yourself to make it a habit. Have you ever felt flustered during a job interview or an important conversation? Try this exact technique. The results might surprise you. It's not about being emotionless, but about managing your emotional response so that it doesn't manage you. And then there was that tearful farewell. The day everyone thought it was over. But Messi came back, stronger than ever, and eventually lifted the World Cup trophy. What does this teach us? That we can use our failures, those bitter moments, as launching pads for a greater comeback. Messi, in that darkest moment, realized that his love for football was bigger than any trophy. And that love reignited his fire. In your own life, if you focus on the passion behind your work, rather than the obstacles in front of you, no amount of pressure can stop you. It's a shift from fear to love, and that is the ultimate psychological weapon. Now, let's bring this down to practical steps for your daily life. Starting tomorrow, whenever you feel overwhelmed by pressure, ask yourself 3 key questions. First, am I dwelling on the past or worrying about the future? If yes, pull your mind back to the present moment. Second, am I magnifying this situation beyond its real importance? It's probably just one game, not a world war. And third, what can I learn from this setback to be better tomorrow? Messi asked himself these questions, and the result was a legacy that will be remembered for centuries. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, instead of stressing over problems, focus on one small, correct action. For example, count to 5, and make one small decision that elevates your life just a notch. That's how you start building the Messi mindset. It begins with a single step, a single conscious choice, repeated day after day. And here's the part one want you to remember. Messi's story isn't just about football. It's a masterclass in emotional intelligence, self-discipline, and the power of a resilient mind. He transformed a physical weakness into his greatest strength, not through magic, but through relentless, daily mental conditioning. If he could do it while millions watched, imagine what you can achieve when you apply the same principles to your own arena. But I want to end with a final, powerful observation. Messi is often described as shy and introverted. Yet, on the pitch, he becomes a leader through action, not words. This teaches us that leadership isn't about being loud, it's about being consistent and reliable when it matters most. You don't have to be the loudest voice in the room to make a difference. You just have to show up, prepared, focused, and ready, every single time. I'm going to wrap it up here, but remember, this is just the beginning. In the next video, I want to share another secret with you, a secret that transformed Messi from a great player into a living legend. If you want to know how to turn your biggest failures into powerful engines of success, make sure to watch the next one. Until then, keep this in mind. The greatest player in history was once a sick, short kid who had nothing but a worn-out ball and a dream bigger than his circumstances. What are your dreams? And more importantly, what are you willing to do to make them real?